other viewers out there. It's one of my darker videos because I haven't had a whole lot of time starting a new job and teething 6-month-olds. No fun. My wife's actually in the other room trying to put our teething 6-month-old to sleep. You'll have to forgive the darkness and the appearance. It is a sweltering 104 outside, and I am dying to stay inside. So I saw both of your video comments there, Doxy Dan, so I'm going to attempt to try to answer both of them. Now, first off, we're going to start with some of the stuff you said. First things first, you said, my question was, by attacking the person who questions, what are you accomplishing? Your answer was, nothing. You also say, I don't feel I've ever done that. I encourage people to do so. You spend a great deal speaking with people in the field ministry, and you are open to questions. And you use the example of if you're at work and someone asks you a question, great. You didn't even have to spend time looking for them. You get to spend time preaching to them, which is one of your favorite things to do. Well, I got some good news for you there, Doxy Dan. We're in the age of technology. People around the globe can be connected with the click of a mouse button. Hello, my name is Tim. I got a couple of questions. Or, well, several questions more accurately. Will you help me answer them? Your next point was the questions are ridiculous in regards to my questions. You know, by the way, you can tell that they're ridiculous and that the motives are wrong because by the way they ask the question, the tone of the voice, you can tell that I'm not sincere. They're ridiculous questions, the same old questions that you've heard a million times. A person can be given an answer which goes in circles because you gave him an answer that he doesn't want. That's kind of towards the end of your video. They're actually spaced out a little bit, but these 2 points are at the end of your video here, and I figured I'd address them together. So to answer my plead to help me to answer a question in the first video, and the second video where you tell me the questions are not legitimate, I'm an opposer, is that you will not answer my questions. That's what I'm gathering here. You've decided that I'm not sincere, and I will not listen to your answers. Well, I'm certainly glad it's Jehovah who is judging people's heart conditions and not Doxy Dan. I'll first, once again, from my video you're responding to, that I get 3 times the amount of personal messages than I get text comments. Feel free to ask some of the active witnesses who correspond with me personally if they feel I'm an apostate. All I keep getting through personal messages that basically I'm a lost sheep. That's what I keep getting. Now, Doxy Dan, in your congregation, is it the rule to tend to the 99 and let the one languish? Also, now due to these overwhelming personal messages that I'm getting, telling me that they have the same questions and thanking me so much for having the courage to ask the questions, what are these people, Doxy Dan? I'll just say on the first video, tough question number 1, I had about 60 people tell me they didn't understand that point either, and that they'd like an answer. Now, just under 40 of them were active witnesses. I'd say about 38 or 39 of them were active witnesses. I'd have to go back and actually count, but I'm not going to do that. They may be the same old tired questions to you, but what are those who don't have answers to them, Doxy Dan? When you were in first grade and you asked, what's 1 plus 1? Did your teacher tell you, that's already been answered a million times and I'm not going to go into it now? So Doxy Dan, you just attacked me with the second half of your first video and the entire second video. What if someone in your congregation happened to have the same question as me? They come across my video and say, finally, someone asked the question that I've had for the past 5 years. Then they see someone from their congregation attacking the person who asked the question they wanted an answer to. Wouldn't you say that might be a bit discouraging from asking further questions? They didn't even have the courage to be seen asking their question and take a chance on being attacked. They just simply agreed with the question and were looking for an answer, Doxy Dan. What of them? What of them, Doxy Dan? What's that scripture about becoming a stumbling block for your brother? I can't really remember it right now, but I'm sure a viewer will be glad to bring it up. Now, another one of your points was, I am judging an entire organization by the imperfect people who may just not be in the mood, or I should just go get books to find the answer. There's tons of books out there, and I should just read them and get the answer. Now, my question was not on the organization as a whole. It was just to the people who take the time to text comment to me and attack me without ever answering the question. I'm sure you've seen it a couple times if you read through the text comments. As for just finding the answer, let's take tough question number 1 regarding recreation versus resurrection. If I just have to read the books, please put the answer here. Put down the Watchtower Awake or book or whatever. Put down the page, put down the paragraph. I'd love to read it. If you have an answer directly from a publication, please put it there. I'd love to see it. I would love to read it. In fact, there are some, if you read through the text comments, there are some people who did that, and I did address them. So please, by all means, I would love that. I encourage that more than anything. Also, you admitted here you became a witness because they answered your questions. So here you admit if someone cut you down in your question when you're studying, you wouldn't have become a witness. What if you come up with a question now, or heaven forbid you agreed with one of my questions? Tell me, Doxy Dan, if someone responded the same way to you that you did to me here, would you be encouraged to look further into the religion, or would the attacks just turn you off? I mean, obviously I can't say for sure because I don't know when you studied. I know a lot of former publications attacked the Catholic Church and other organized religions pretty vehemently and with copious amounts of literature. So maybe that's what studied and turned you on towards religion. I really don't know. You didn't get the answer you were looking for. Here's the last point I'm going to deal with from your videos. Here's the problem, Doxy Dan. My question was not, why are witnesses attacking me? My question was, what do you think you're accomplishing by doing so? Are you winning converts? Do you think it's showing a Christ-like example? Or if someone has the same question as me, does attacking me encourage them to find the answer themselves? Or is what you think you're accomplishing shutting me up? Do you think attacking someone, calling them names, judging them, telling them what their motives are, even when the first video put up spells out the motive of the project, or telling them their questions don't matter, do you think that's accomplishing anything? I mean, Doxy Dan, we're not in grade school. If you spit on someone and call them names, it doesn't always get them to go away. Isn't the scripture, judge not lest ye be judged? So to turn this around, Doxy Dan, you said that attacking people accomplishes nothing in the first minute and a half of your first video, then promptly spent the rest of the first and the entire second video attacking me. Doxy Dan, tell me, what did you accomplish?